What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So, as you can tell by the title, we have some more Transformers movie updates to cover here. So, nothing too crazy, but some really interesting things to speculate and theorize on that are officially happening here. So, the first thing I want to talk about here is Jordan Van Dina, who is the writer attached to the Michael Bay Transformers film, which seems to be the one that's moving forward first before any of the other movies that broke news a couple months ago that are in development over at Paramount. So Jordan Van Dina, who's the writer of this upcoming Bay movie, he posted on his Instagram story confirming the news from, 2 days ago now, that Michael Bay is developing a new Transformers movie, a new version, that Deadline said. So basically saying in like a fancy Hollywood form that it's going to be a reboot probably. Yeah, he's reposting that piece of news that broke. And it said here at the bottom, he has hired writer Jordan Van Dina to work on the screenplay. So yeah, I mean, the writer himself is confirming it. So I don't know what else anybody who's in denial at this point needs to be persuaded. I mean, this is how movie news happens. It's like if this is the case, like all the people in denial at this point in the fandom that this isn't happening still. I don't know. I mean, if you look at how other movie I guess you could say franchises and outlets are broken down in terms of news, this is how it happens. So I don't know what else people need in terms of confirmation. Deadline is saying it's happening. Every major reliable Hollywood trade in the US is reporting that this is happening. The writer attached to the movie is posting on his story. The past 2 months, honestly, he's been posting on his page articles about this, basically saying but not saying that yes, he's attached to this and it's happening. So anybody out there being extra toxic, talking about you're assuming things, this isn't actually happening, this stuff isn't true, they're just drumming up hype. That would literally make absolutely no sense and would be a complete waste of time and promotion. Why the hell in the world would they actually do that? And, the whole thing about the movies being, them not wanting to do movies anymore. Transformers is one of the most lucrative IPs that Paramount owns. They're not just going to stop doing anything Transformers related. And I'm not even going to get into the whole Hasbro not funding movies thing. That is the dumbest excuse people can make. I'm just going to say, do your own research on that. It takes literally 5 minutes and you'll see that basically does not matter at all. Paramount just has to fund more money, which they definitely will do. It's one of their most lucrative IPs. And, it's like saying the MCU is going to stop making the Avengers and X-Men movies that are coming out because Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, and now Fantastic Four are flopping back to back to back. That's literally the reasoning some people in the fandom are trying to give here. It is absolutely dumb and pathetic, and don't even listen to those people at this point. They don't know how to cover movie news. They have no idea what's going on. It is insanity to me. But yeah, Jordan Van Dina, more postings on his Instagram basically confirming that yes, he is writing this film. And we have some more kind of hints and updates here from Laszlo, so shout out to him. He's been dropping some hints and pieces of info little by little on Twitter or X the last couple days. So somebody was asking about the Josh Cooley film, talking the question was along the lines of, is that movie still happening or is that just a rumor? And Laszlo replied with, rumor, but comes from a reliable source, so it's official, just not announced yet. So yes, again, this is basically what I was saying a little bit earlier. Major reliable Hollywood trades were reporting on this and the 5 movies and Michael Bay involved. So yes, this is happening. I don't know what to tell some of these people here in the fandom that are still in denial. It's frankly kind of weird, and I don't know what to make of that. You don't see that in any other movie fandom. If a major movie broke in the MCU fandom or Star Wars fandom, people would be covering that like crazy. And I'm not saying a ton of Transformers YouTube channels aren't doing that. There's a ton of videos on this already, but I'm saying there wouldn't be like this weird elitist denial and saying that people are, I don't know, I guess you could say like clout chasing or whatever. I'm like, people are reporting on news. This is what movie YouTube channels do. Like, I don't know what some of these people are expecting at this point. But yeah, Laszlo is reconfirming that yes, a Josh Cooley movie is in development over at Paramount. So yes, I'm excited for that as well. Another thing here is, so the Fire Brothers put up a tweet. They were like, I'm 50-50 on the Michael Bay thing. Could be good, could be bad. Gotta wait and see or whatever. And Laszlo, he replied with, he is very much interested in the script. They've came up with something new he likes. It's still a question if it's a standalone film or a full-on reboot. So if you read between the tea leaves, very interesting things that Laszlo is kind of hinting at here. Now, I'm going to reiterate for the people who don't like to listen or don't understand English, I am purely speculating here. I'm not passing anything off as confirmation. And if you think that, you are literally dumb. I don't know what else to say. So, let's start off with the script thing. Laszlo's been saying this for the last few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, it's got to be a good script for Bay to actually want to come back to direct another Transformers film, because we all know that he did not want to come back for the last couple Bay movies, Age of Extinction and The Last Night, which is why they were basically pure slop. So this is a really good sign. I think this movie is going to be along the lines of quality with Dark of the Moon and Transformers 2007, maybe updated a little bit to be a bit of a better movie, and considering we have a different writer this time around, and it's not like Aaron Kruger or what was the other guy? Was it Alec Kurtzman or something? It's not any of those guys. So considering we're having somebody new on board, we're going to have something fresh, but with that Michael Bay style, I guess you could say. So I think things could be looking up here. They might be cooking. We got to wait and see. And the whole, if it's a standalone or full-on reboot, is interesting because, again, I've been saying this in the last few videos, but like Laszlo, he was speculating in a video that he did on his YouTube channel that what if Bay is doing a Beast Wars film? And, he does speculatory videos sometimes. Shout out to Laszlo, man. He's been kicking it in the Transformers movie community for well over a decade. A lot of the info we've gotten over the years from him has been correct. So I'm not doubting my guy here. He put up a speculation video talking about like what if Bay is doing a Beast Wars film, and sometimes he does speculatory videos or pieces of information in a video, passing it off as like fan theories, but really he's kind of putting it out there and laying the groundwork for when, like a few months from now, it's announced that, oh, Bay is doing a Beast Wars film. So I'm not saying exactly that's what Laszlo's doing. I haven't heard from him. If Laszlo maybe sees this video and he wants to clarify things, he could in the comments. I'm open to that. Laszlo is pretty dope here on YouTube, so it'd be kind of cool to see him comment on one of my videos. Been watching him since I was like in high school and middle school and stuff, so that would be kind of cool. But that's what I'm theorizing, that he may be hinting at him doing a Beast Wars film, because it would make the most sense, at least to me, unless if they're doing something modern times that's not set with anything, or hell, Beast Wars could still be a modern times film. We honestly don't know what they would do with a Beast Wars movie. Like with what they did with the Beast characters in Rise of the Beast, it was kind of out of left field. We did not expect that to happen the way it did, honestly. So I really don't know, guys. He could be hinting at that. I have no idea. But the whole thing about it being standalone, but maybe potentially set in another universe still or something, or it being a full-on reboot is really interesting, guys. Like, there's a lot they could go in terms of the route with that. I would prefer it just being a standalone film. It doesn't need to be attached to a universe. It would be kind of cool if it was, because you could set up lore and sequels and different characters appearing later on, typical stuff with a shared universe or whatever. So that aspect would be really dope to see Bay tackle and do right this time around. A standalone film, I think, may work better with Transformers. I don't know. With how the franchise has been the last 40 years, tons of different iterations, reboots, continuities, maybe the movies should work in that same vein as well. Maybe a shared universe just doesn't work for Transformers. But then another side of me is like, why wouldn't it work? I mean, they've done it, like Hollywood's done it with Marvel, Star Wars, so it can be done good. Like, I don't know why to just keep a universe for Transformers and stick to that and build off of it. But who knows, guys? Just a ton of things to speculate and talk about here. But the last thing I wanted to say here is Laszlo also tweeted, news should come more frequently now, and he posted a picture of Paramount. So we should be getting more news on this movie in the coming months, and things are going to start rolling in terms of production and marketing. So that's going to be really cool. I'm standing by, until we get further word on anything, I'm standing by the fact that this movie is shooting for a summer 2027 release. Bay is already attached. We already have a script, reportedly. He likes the script. They're already in the concept art stages, reportedly, from what Laszlo has said recently. I think they're going to start filming in spring or summertime next year, and we're going to start getting a lot of official word on things later on this year, which is going to be really exciting. I'm ready for another movie cycle, especially a live action one. It's been a few years now, so I'm really hyped for this. And the last thing, Laszlo retweeted this tweet he made back in February, months before, by the way, when the news broke that Bay would be returning for a Transformers movie. He put up this meme when Paramount is running out of director options for the G.I. Joe X Transformers film, and he retweeted this. Now, I don't know if he's kind of just like poking fun that, hey, he kind of like theorized and was right about Bay coming back for the next Transformers movie, or if he's hinting at this movie being a G.I. Joe film, the G.I. Joe crossover he's directing, because again, it would make sense. He was visiting U.S. government sites a few months ago. Maybe they were getting word on filming locations and what they could do with the U.S. military, because that's what he did in previous Transformers movies. Months, years in advance, he was meeting with the U.S. government and signing off on stuff and sharing the script with them and what could happen and everything, and making sure the U.S. government was cool with everything in the military. So that it still could be the G.I. Joe crossover film. I'm just speculating that it could be a Beast Wars film based off of what Laszlo was saying in a video. So I think it's either going to be the G.I. Joe crossover, because Michael Bay is made for that. He has great connection with the U.S. military and the government from previous Transformers movies and previous movies he's directed in general. So it would make sense for that. And with the hints that we've been seeing from Laszlo, it would also make sense, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is a Beast Wars film, considering it's something different with the script that Bay liked, and he was willing to return this time around for a movie. But yeah, guys, a lot to talk about and speculate here. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you guys think about these hints from Vandina on his Instagram and what Laszlo's been saying on Twitter the last couple of days? And yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!